Okay, so do I have a motion to
So moved.
excuse?
A
A motion to
second.
excuse both. Motion and second, questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Next item, invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please stand. Bow our heads. Lord Heavenly Father, we come before you, dear Lord, to ask you, guide us, dear Lord, help us, instruct us in your ways, dear Lord, as well. And we pray for the needy families, dear Lord, that are still at war in other parts of this world, dear Lord, and help us set a better foundation here in our own part of the country, dear Lord. Help us to be better stewards of your word and better leaders. In your precious name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item, certified posting of agenda.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council members, the agenda was duly posted as required at least 72 hours prior to the start of the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Any public comments?
No one signed up, Mr. Mayor.
Nobody signed up for public
I think
comments?
that's all.
Anybody sign up for public comments?
Yes.
We
I
have
saw-
one
I
we
saw
went-
one there.
I'll go ahead and, for the sake of.
Ron Rush? Oh, Jack.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Last June, I stood in front of you with some concerns of Lamplighter subdivision. Some of them got rectified, some of them got put in file 13. I'm here again on the same things that I was here in June. The one today that concerns me the most is when the winter Texans come back to this subdivision, they have what's called a jam and have a few meals. When they do that, they double park out there on Benson Palm Drive, and you can't see to get out of the subdivision. So I came to the city in June asking for some help, and maybe we could get some signs that state no parking on this side of the road, so that the people coming out could see to get onto Benson Palm Drive. I followed up on it. I went away for 6 weeks and I came back and then nothing had been done, so I contacted Mr. Flores again, and the subject is, it's KDOT. Don't you people work with KDOT?
Text dot, yeah.
Next time.
Sure. We should be able to.
Okay, I hate to report now that last Sunday, we had an accident. A lady got hurt, could not see to come out of the subdivision. So here I am pleading again. Can we get some help to try to save injuries from other residents of Palmview? So,
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. For the record, Mr. Garcia is here at 6:07.
Mayor, with your permission, we'd like to have Chief Trevino and Rudy Azesa meet with the gentleman in the lobby so we can get more information on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, sir, and thank you for, we'll have some gentlemen address you, as Mr. Leo mentioned, and see what we can rectify and, right, speedy recovery to this situation. Item number 6, we're going to go ahead and do it our next meeting, which is a mayoral proclamation for National Athletic Training Month. Oh, it's not a motion or action item, so, okay, so next item, 7, public hearing. I have a motion to open public hearing.
I second.
Motion and a second at 6:08. Public hearing on the submission of an application to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA Rural Development Community Facilities Direct Loan Grant Program for the construction of a new fire station and emergency operations center.
Mayor, real quickly here, this hearing is required as part of the process to give the community an opportunity to become acquainted with the project and to comment on such items as economic and environmental impact, service areas, and alternatives to the project. We had a prior hearing before, but USDA has now asked that we publish it in a paper of local circulation, so we did that. We have these handouts here outside, as you know, we've been through these, shows kind of the elevations, it shows the layout of the actual facility, the current schematic design that we're working off of, as well as we have the layout of what the property will look like. The entire property, the 10 acres, of course, right now we're focusing on the fire station. So again, it's just an opportunity for the public to share any comments.
Is that, do you have a copy?
You want to
of that?
pass, pass?
Put it up on the screen?
Is there anybody out on, have public comments? How about somebody even in our own, Mr. Leo, just to inform the community somewhat?
Say again, sir?
There's nobody that, spoke up right now when we asked. Maybe we could just brief the community.
And this is in regards to given the current needs, we don't have a fire station. The fire department has not grown that facility. They are utilizing a substation, which is, the PD has on Showers Road. This property is approximately 10 acres, just west of, east of FM 492, south of the expressway, near the Flores and Leo Elementaries. There's two 10-acre tracts. The school district donated one of those 10-acre tracts to the city to build a fire station, a future city hall, a future public safety building, a park, and, we talked about potentially a library. So those are the long-term plans for the city. Right now, we're focusing on about 20% of that property for the fire station, for emergency medical services, our ambulance teams, for an emergency operations center, as well as a training facility where we want to partner up with the school district to have school programs, and for those kids that want to go into careers as first responders, to have a training facility in a real-life environment to be able to go into those kind of careers. Again, we've been on this process for about almost 2 years now. We did an environmental assessment. We have a schematic design. We're working with USDA. This is the next step in moving forward towards the actual financing, so we can make a decision and commitment of how much we're looking to spend and what that's gonna cost us.
That's what, is that a cookie cutter or is that a?
That was the one that we had before, and we discussed at our last meeting. We have talked with some of the architects about, if you have any existing samples that we can work off to save, then we're gonna be utilizing that, and they said that would probably be an option, so they're looking at something kind of fit what our needs are, and we hope to present those to council real soon. Because we do wanna move quickly, there's a little bit of a time factor on that.
So just for the record, good, and thank you for briefing us. We still haven't put an exact dollar amount on the funding amount, for the record, for the community to know. And then, of course, the need of a facility, of such a facility, been around for several years now.
We have
So,
preliminary estimates on the low end of 6 million to the high end of 9 million.
yeah.
But because construction prices have increased over the last year alone dramatically, along with a lot of other things, we're gonna need an updated cost estimate for USDA.
And we're looking at a low interest rate, of course, like always, to take care of your taxpayers' money, and have faith in our community, and got faith in our commissioners, in our commission, Mayor Pro Tem as well, that this will be a good investment, a well-vested investment for our community, for not only for the near future, but for the next generation to come as well. So, any other input, commissioners? All right, so it's 6:12.
There's one other item for our hearing.
7-2.
Okay, 7-2. So at 6:12, 7-2, consideration to rezone from its present designated land use, zoning single-family residential to general business.
Rudy has the background on that one, we'll see if we can get a little bit here. But can we put up the picture of that one, Lieutenant? It should be the big file. Picture, a JPEG file. On the open hearing? On the open hearing. For the rezone?
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is a tract that's located on the north side of Loop 374, approximately 290 feet east of Benson Palm. The applicant's requesting general business to open a car lot on the property. There were letters that were sent to the residents, 16 letters that were sent, and there were not any letters returned in favor or against. And the zoning board of adjustments did recommend to approve the rezo to do this.
Is that the place where?
It's a little darker, yeah, right there.
So this is Benson, right, and this is Old 83?
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
about 4 properties back on?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's a lot of car lots in that area.
Thanks.
Yeah, further down, yes. And of course, they would have to accommodate like the buffer fence. Whenever they do request a building permit, we would require them to do the commercial requirements.
The regular permit
Yes.
ordinances.
Yes.
All right, so you have a motion and a second?
No, we have, it's a.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, we gotta get out of the, slow down. Mayor. Any other questions? Good point. Okay,
Okay.
thank you, sir. 6:14, I have a motion to end the public hearing.
So motion.
So a motion and a second. Questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right,
So move to approve.
I second.
so we have a motion and a second for item 7.3. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Next item,
Make a motion on consent agenda, 9.1, approval of the resolution for entry into the membership, Smart Buy.
I have a motion and a second already on consent agenda. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, under new business, update on Palmview Day at the Texas Capitol.
Remember real quickly here, a few weeks ago, we had members of the council, the Palmview MDD, and some staff go up to Austin to meet with various state agencies and the Texas legislature to represent Palmview and the issues that are important for our community. It started with Ms. Irma Gata and Arnold Sepulveda attending the meeting with the Texas State Library and Archives Commission, which project continues to move forward. As a matter of fact, we submitted for a grant with United Way of South Texas again to create an impact grant, which they helped us kick off our youth club. Now it's going to go towards our library. We hope you can hear something real soon that. Later, we met with our state representative, Secretary Munoz, together with some members from the council and our city attorney. We talked about street issues related to the Palmview Sewer Project, the impact on our economic development initiatives, and the water and wastewater issues. The next morning, we met with Senator Hinojosa's office to discuss the same issues. We were recognized by the Texas House of Representatives and the Senate as well. Later that afternoon, we met with the Texas Water Development Board and the Public Utilities Commission on the sewer issues with the Awaside project here in Palmview. All in all, it was a productive trip, and I would open up to the council for your thoughts or any input you'd like to share. For the record,
Yes, at 6:16, Mayor Pro Tem Flores showed up.
I think it was a good visit with people at the Capitol. I think it was a very productive meeting. At least we got some of the answers that we're looking for, not all of them, but some of them. And we got,
we will discuss some of the things in executive as
Yeah,
well.
we were recognized in the Senate and also in the House of Representatives, which, Chuy Hinojosa gave us the recognition at the Senate, and were able to participate in those events. We met with the Water Development Board, and like Commissioner said, there was a lot of insight about what's going on with the project that is going on with Awasad, but there are some things that we can control, some things that we cannot control, and but we got a lot of information, and they're able to have those channels of communications with us. So all in all, it was a very, very productive experience for the city of Palmview being recognized at the state capitol.
I think so too. It seems like we're getting closer and closer to getting our water rights, and that's the main goal here. For me it is. And I think the rest of the council would agree with me. But productive it was, and hopefully we can have more in the future, because these things don't happen overnight. These things do take time, and it takes money, mostly money. But, with that being said, I think, we're moving closer and closer to that goal, to meeting that goal, and hopefully we can achieve that goal soon.
It was very insightful, learning, what the two boards that we met with are ultimately responsible for. So it was very educational on my behalf. And it was good to hear that we have their support, you know, and they were very patient with us. They gave us all the information we were gonna need, basically like a checklist. So we have a little bit more direction. Is it gonna take time and money? Yes. But the good thing is, we have more clarity as to where we're moving towards. And yeah, hopefully one day we can make it happen, God willing.
Good stuff. Well said. I missed that one, but I think I got all the information I needed here in this meeting. Well, I've been over there several times, and it's always great to go connect with our leaders, our elected officials at the state level, and keep those lines of communication open, because they do come in handy every now and then. It's a two-way street, right? So thank you all for taking of your time and making it going, and continuing to connect, and continuing to keep Palmview on the forefront when you go out there. Great job. Next item, 9.2, discussion and possible action regarding drainage projects and certification of obligation funds. Staff by Mr. Leo.
Lieutenant, you can put the PDF on the screen. This will not be a non-action item, just an update, because we got some news today that we're giving great news by the Texas General Land Office, as we were awarded $606,000 for drainage improvements to the Ramirez subdivision, which is Moorfield south of Veterans Boulevard. That includes 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd Streets. When this subdivision was under county jurisdiction, their streets were paved and drainage wells were constructed along the streets in front of people's properties, but it wouldn't drain anywhere. So every time it rained, the water would sit in those wells and get not drained. So our guys have to constantly go out there to pump out water. We would send out pumper trucks to expel the water out to other locations. This grant will allow construction of inlets and storm pipes along Moorfield on every street that will drain towards the middle area. We're gonna get a PDF of that as well. And then once from the middle of Moorfield here, it'll go eastwards towards the Edinburgh Drain Canal. They're gonna build a detention pond right here that'll hold the water before it bleeds into there. Because if we send all the water at one time, it can get inundated. We've seen that happen in other canals. It just goes back to the streets, it overflows. So this is the new thing now, having the on-site detention. Again, there'll be, inlets and pipes underneath the streets all the way up and down Moorfield to this middle area going west. So this is great news once again for the city of Palmview, for the residents, to provide some relief. I believe we have some residents here from the subdivision as well. They've been really good about meeting with us, on a monthly basis. Hey, ¿cómo va todo? ¿Cómo vamos con esto, con otro? Work very patiently and very diligently as well. So, we'd like to thank them for their input as well. In addition, Hidalgo County was awarded another $1 million to continue improvements to the Palmview lateral ditch, which is the one up north of Springland. They got $1 million last round. They got another $1 million to continue that project, phase 2 in 2 phases. So again, another huge benefit to us, which now means Palmview, between the 2 grants that we've gotten over the last month and a half, we have almost $1.2 million for drainage improvements for the Ramirez subdivision on Moorfield and the Riverside subdivision on Showers Road, which happens in Palm areas during rain events. And again, this is just an update, no action needed at this time.
I have a question, Mike, really quick on the plans, because I know some of the residents had complained of the standing water right in front of their homes. Is there gonna be any piping to connect or to allow that water to flow out?
Yes,
But I
it should
just
be
don't see
graded in a manner that they're gonna drain towards Moorfield.
Okay, so
And then
it
all
will
the
be-
pipes are gonna be there at the end of each street, or there'll be inlets on the ground where the water goes down, comes down to the middle, and then goes this way towards the canal.
Okay.
So every single street, all the swells should be leaning that way, towards these
East.
inlets.
I see. Very
Because again,
good.
right now, it just sits there.
And
What is the time, more or less, when do we begin with this?
They're working on the contracts right now, so we expect to get the contract within the next month. Some preliminary engineering work has already been done, so once we get the contracts, the engineers can finalize the plans and hopefully start construction, actual construction, moving dirt within 90 days.
Within 90 days, como 90 días. Great, wonderful.
question.
Long overdue.
¿Entienden,
Preguntas.
vecinos? Sí, en español están hablando de los $600,000 que llegaron, 1.2 para todo el pueblo, ¿verdad? Que han estado trabajando los empleados de la ciudad bastante, y nosotros también puchando, ¿verdad? Hablando con con los elegidos al nivel del estado y de la federal. Pero pues esto es bastante necesitado por bastantes años, y cuando manejamos allá hace casi como 5 años para atrás, les dijimos que les íbamos a arrimar luces, tratar de componer calles, arrimarle la policía, la basura, ¿verdad? Todas esas cosas, y parte es el drenaje. Pero están viendo que nomás para esa parte de la ciudad van a ser $600,000, que es más de $500,000, ¿verdad? Nunca he visto tanto dinero en un lugar, pero lo estamos viendo aquí y va a ser ahí. Y ojalá que sea suficiente o más que suficiente para resolver los problemas esas. Aquí esta es la mesa que ha estado ayudando para, ¿verdad? Y estos son los empleados que han estado trabajando duro para hacer este proyecto. Muchas veces no lo vemos, quién está trabajando, quién está haciendo qué, nomás oye, hey, hubo dinero, y es bastante trabajo que ha pasado por ya varios años, y pues tenemos orgullo, ¿verdad? Que viene. Mr. Ramírez habló ahorita, y la Mayor Pro Tem Alejandra Flores y Mr. Ramírez hablaron de cuándo, el timeline en inglés se dice, cuánto tiempo para hacer, cuándo va a empezar, cuándo se va a acabar. Esa es otra cosa que vamos a tener, workshop en el verano. Vamos a hacer una junta que tenemos siempre aquí para mandar el dinero, a ver dónde va el dinero de la ciudad. Y este es dinero que viene a la ciudad, pero está específicamente para eso. No lo podemos agarrar y a comprar muebles o hacer otras cosas que no podemos, porque no podemos. Y no lo vamos a hacer. Cada níquel, cada centavo va a ir a dar ahí, y ojalá que pueda ayudar con esta situación. Pero en el verano, Mike, sí, para que puedan venir en el verano. Entonces, si hay manera de que vengan a un workshop, para que se sienten, para que escuchen, para que miren, porque no muchas veces los vemos aquí en las juntas, ¿verdad? Pero para que le hablen a la comunidad, que hablen y que vengan y miren, para que ustedes mismos sean parte del pueblo, porque sí son parte de nosotros, ¿verdad? So a timeline. And otra cosa que hablaron, ¿verdad? ¿Qué tanto va a ser para empezar y acabar? Ya sabemos que unos ingenieros, pues está el plano ahí, y ya agarré vuelo en español, ¿no? Yo, parece, pero ya hay ingenieros que ya empezaron, y una de las preguntas que preguntó la comisionada Flores es que toda el agua se vaya para la Palmview, ¿verdad? So that's one thing, Mike, ¿verdad?
Para el este.
Sí, para el este, para que agarre toda para allá, y de ahí va a agarrar para la 495, parece que es, pero sácalo de sus casas.
Sí, porque era parte del problema, ¿verdad? Porque el agua se quedaba en los diches enfrente de la casa.
Si los diches se llenan de agua
Sí.
y luego ahí se queda.
Entonces,
Si hay algo que lo saque para
Sí.
la atmósfera, no sé, para 495,
Ujú.
eso aliviaría porque las casas, todas, no hay una que no se inunde, todas
Sí.
las subdivisiones se inundan.
Sí,
Y eso es lo que queremos, el alivio para que el agua fluya, para que se vaya.
sí confirmé con Mr. Leo que sí es parte de los planos.
Sí, aquí están las calles, que es el 19, 20, 21, 22, ¿verdad? Y toda la agua ahora va a correr para la Moorfield, y aquí van a poner las pipes abajo de la calle, y no van a ir para arriba para el 95, van a ir como aquí como para el medio del 21 y del 20. Entonces de arriba van para acá, y de acá abajo van para arriba, aquí topan en el medio, y las pipes van a correr a lo oeste, ¿verdad?
East,
Hasta el canal grande acá, lo que dicen del Elmer Canal, es una grande canal grande. Y van a hacer aquí un lugar que lo que dice un detention cuando se queda el agua, y luego de poco a poco está tirando aquí, porque si se llena esto por toda el agua en algún tiempo, sí puede tener problemas. Ahora lo que estamos haciendo es tenemos un lugar donde se queda el agua por mientras, y luego va para allá. Pero la cosa importante es ahora todo el agua que se acumula aquí, ahora sí tiene donde ir. Antes no tenía ni una parte de ir, ahí se queda.
Ahora se va a estancar ahí en el pozo. No se va a estancar ahí en los dichos, se va a estancar ahí en el pozo. En el estanque. Pond. Yeah.
So una de las preguntas que ya tenemos ahorita en Rudy, César, Joseph, heck, you and Mr. Lou, we need to get all hands on deck, making sure that we hold these people accountable and that we are meeting with them, que estamos en juntas con estos ingenieros, ¿verdad? La timeline, que está bien importante. Y quién va a ser el designado de la ciudad, aparte de la mesa de ustedes, que vamos a asegurar que lo que nos están diciendo, que es lo que va a pasar. Porque, ¿verdad? Lo que queremos y lo que debe de y va a pasar, porque lo vamos a hacer bien, es que el agua va a correr como lo explicamos ahorita. So, que cada nicle y cada centavo se use bien. So, that's going to be another question. Is
Y la cosa buena, the good thing is, there's gonna be a grant administrator that we're gonna see a lot more now, grant work, so they're gonna be in charge of the project administration. They're gonna be handling all the paperwork para el Estado, para los contratos, to make sure that everything's in compliance and in order, and that's where they do the bulk of the work.
if we can have that person here at our workshop, and even before, so we can know who that person is personally ourselves, and maybe take him out to the neighborhood. And the same thing for Riverside. And then where Spring Glen, when that one comes, so we learn from, ¿verdad?
Are the timelines the same for both projects?
Yes,
So it'll be running concurrently?
it could be. We have the same engineers working on both, because they're the only ones that responded to the RFQ, but there'll probably be different contractors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Rudy, Joseph, the timeline, all these little things that we've talked about. And keep it simple and keep it moving,
Yeah, keep it moving.
keep it moving
Le
forward.
quiero dar las gracias a ustedes por su paciencia. Esto ya, ustedes han sufrido mucho y lo siento mucho. Disculpe de parte de mí y creo que de parte de todos. Muchas gracias por su paciencia.
Queremos tener también más juntas, como lo hacíamos la vez pasada, Dania, para explicar el proceso y dónde vamos, para que ustedes también se den cuenta quién está haciendo eso, quién está encargado. Si acaso miran a ustedes algo que tienen preguntas, que vengan a la ciudad y que respondan, pero esas comunicaciones siempre tienen que estar, especialmente ahorita que ese proyecto es grande y se va a comenzar como en 90 días, y queremos tener esa comunicación en la colonia con la gente, para que se den cuenta qué es los diferentes cosas que vamos a hacer.
Precisamente está programada una para la siguiente semana, para el 29.
Ujú.
Te voy a mandar toda la información,
Okay.
porque ya hemos estado hablando con diferentes vecinos de ahí de la colonia. Hay muchos que no se presentan en las juntas porque no nos creen. Entonces ahora ya viendo esto que va a haber, entonces estamos confiando en que ahora sí se arrime la gente, para que vean la importancia que es tener esas juntas, porque es donde sabemos qué es lo que está pasando. A Mr. Leo, le pido disculpas porque siempre estaba aquí, siempre venía, ¿qué está pasando? ¿Cómo va? Como él lo acaba de comentar, pero queríamos saber realmente si ya estábamos en un plan ya desesperado, ¿verdad? De que ya viene el tiempo de lluvia nuevamente, y qué es lo que va a pasar nuevamente con nosotros, con nuestras casas, con todos nosotros. Entonces, para eso es un gran logro que se está teniendo. Gracias también por poner el empeño de que esa colonia ya sea una menos de la que ya está batallando mucho con las inundaciones. Y vamos a estar en contacto, vamos a estar en comunicaciones con las juntas, como usted dice, y pues primeramente Dios, pues gracias por todo.
Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias por haber venido.
Gracias.
One last thing, sí le queremos dar las gracias a usted también, porque no sé si se acuerdan, en junio el grupo estaba tomando las puertas, buscándole en la aplicación los datos que necesitamos para cualificar. Sin eso no podemos cualificar, y ustedes nos ayudaron con los vecinos, hay que firmar, hay que darle la información, porque hay veces que tienen como tiene un poquito de miedo para ustedes. Sin ese asistencia no lo podemos hacer. Muchas gracias a
Fue
ustedes.
bastante trabajo.
Sí,
Fue
sí, el
bastante
trabajo.
trabajo el de la colonia, el de mis compañeras que siempre estábamos y vamos y pendientes de todo, y no tenemos que hacer esto, y estar siempre, ¿verdad?, pendiente de todo, pero sí se pudo lograr, gracias a Dios, gracias a todos ustedes.
Estamos bien, hay bastante ánimo, ¿verdad? Se siente bien el cuerpo, la mente, escuchando esto. Les voy a pedir si podemos tomarnos un foto con ustedes.
Claro que sí.
Y lo ponen, se lo llevan ahí a los vecinos, y mira que no es chiste. Como decía Nova, cuando decía Nova que ahí venía el agua, y se rían, Y luego llegó. Pues dijo Ricky.
Mayor, do you want to use the background of the?
The check? Should have bought the check.
No, they didn't let us bring it. I wanted to. We can use the background of council or the banner. Yeah, that works well.
Check your fingers on that one, because they might be on the, in the mail. You think my fingers are reaching all the way up there? I'm a rookie at this?
This is where, okay, this is, all right, hold on, guys. Justin? All right, we're good. Ready? 1, 2. Awesome. All right, guys, I got a few of each one. So all is. Oh, I heard you.
Did you ask him? So it's exciting, a good breath of fresh air. Okay, next item. So that was a good big one. Discussion possible action to renew affiliation agreement between Elite Medical Training Solutions and the Palmview Fire Department.
I'll make a motion.
Motion second, any questions?
Yeah, what, is it the agreement we had already in place with them?
I believe there was an agreement already in place.
Okay.
Any other questions? Got a good deal there, chief?
Oh, so it's a training, right? The training that
Yes.
we utilize?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. It's just a renewal like we have with STC and everybody else that rides out with us. It's just for their students to be able to ride along with our ambulance crew
Good
when they're
deal.
doing their hours for the rotations.
Good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Not a
Awesome.
problem.
Great.
All right, thank you, sir. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Next item, 9.4, discussion and possible action on a resolution amending Resolution
I'll make a
2017-24.
motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
For the record, this will allow us to skip our April 4th meeting, since we're gonna have 3 meetings in a row. We have another meeting next week for our audit. This will make changes to our April schedule.
Thank you, sir. Well done. Item 9.5, discussion and possible action to enter into a subscription agreement with Granicus for government QA, all-in-one platform for managing open records.
I second.
Motion and a second.
Can you
Questions?
let us know a little bit about that so we can?
Yeah, it provides an all-in-one system and efficient, effective workflow. It's for the PIR request that we get to actually have an all-in-one system. Net has been working on this together with O'Hanlon and their PIR team as well. It's gonna be a cost share between PD's budget and city secretary's budget, so it is within the budget. But it just, provides efficiencies and an all-in-one system to be able to do it.
I'm assuming it's gonna make your job a little easier on retrieving documents?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
And efficiency on the city too, in general, right? That would be great.
Great.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. And thank you for looking out for the city, because it's growing, right? And we want to be efficient with information. Next item, 9.6, discussion and possible action regarding resolution providing for the appointment of one member to the Planning and Zoning Board.
We had discussed about the young lady. What was her full name?
Oh,
Dulce.
Dulce.
She was here last week, no?
Yeah, but I think she was more interested in NDD.
Oh, you went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody else?
Anybody else?
At the moment, does anybody have anybody to recommend? A name to recommend?
I believe,
Table it for the next meeting.
Okay, then.
I'd like to recommend Belia Gonzalez if she'd like to join.
Planning and zoning?
Okay, we have a name.
I know she
A
used to
motion?
serve there before. She did
I so move.
show interest.
Oh, she's in
Perdón.
Board of Adjustments
Oh,
already?
Board of Adjustments. Oh, I see. Okay.
Not the planning and zoning?
Okay.
Is she,
So I have a
she's not in
motion
any?
Or,
I so move.
I have a motion and a second. Questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. So Ms. Belia, congratulations to her.
She is aware. Is she aware of it?
She's gonna be made aware.
Send her a text.
I guess she
We'll
will
reach
be.
out to her to see if she's willing to accept.
Ándale,
There you
yes.
go.
Okay.
Item 9.7, discussion and possible action to select contractor for remodeling project for planning and zoning portable building. We're gonna remodel that one.
Ah, sí, cierto. How is that going?
Yes, Mayor and Council, we've been trying to get quotes to get this remodel done. So we've got a total, we requested from 4 different contractors. We've only received 2 back. The other 2 didn't submit anything. But this would be like a turnkey solution that the electrical, all the exterior, interior, they would have to add a wall for a lobby, and then a drive-through on the side, on the north side of the building, so we can accept drive-through payments there as well. So we did receive 2 quotes.
You already have,
Yes, we've received 2 quotes.
Are those two
Do you have a
quotes,
copy of that?
same
Or-
things?
don't-
Because I see a difference, I see a difference in the price, but are they actually doing the same things?
Scope of work.
On the work, the only thing that was changed on the first one is that we wouldn't include the connection to the septic tank, because that would be able to be done in-house. So that's approximately $3,000 difference, so it would lower that one to, I believe, about 32.
So what was the total cost that we had allocated, or we budgeted?
We didn't have a set budget, we wanted to keep it under 50. We do have some funds available from the issuance that we did that includes improvements to facilities. So those are the 2 options that we have.
And the other one, I think there was a question, who are the 2 companies and who's being recommended? And why?
The 2 companies, one of them Southern Remodeling and Construction, that one came out with the reduction would be at 32,000. And the other one's Los Garzas Construction, that one came out at 25,530.
So who was, Southern?
Southern Remodeling and Los Garzas Construction.
I'll go with the Los Gatos.
They're both the same? The
And
same price?
they're doing the
Price?
same
No.
scope.
The same scope, yes.
But for $7,000 less, right?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion for Garzas
Yeah.
and a second. Questions? Any other questions? So just, well, we already approved it, but who's gonna be making sure that that the work gets done on our end?
We're gonna have to be out there inspecting, and Joseph will be.
Okay,
Yeah, he'll-
Little warranty there, is there a little
We have-
warranty
we
or
have
guarantee there? Little guarantee, warranty more than a guarantee, right? Both? On a portable, I know it's a portable, but still, right?
Yeah, normally the actual work that they do, it should be a year. Yeah, it's a normal, that's
Okay,
the normal,
there you go.
but we'll confirm with that.
And what are we gonna do with this building? You said we're gonna do
It'll
some
be the office for.
Planning and
for
zoning.
Planning and zoning and to take the payments for solid waste.
payments, there you go.
As
That'll open
well,
up all the space over here so we can.
Yeah, so everything's gonna be moved from here to.
to the portable, yes.
All right,
Including
sir.
the people that are in that little,
Portable trailer,
so we'll be able to start using that for other things.
Okay, great, good plan. Sounds like a good plan, guys.
That's good.
All right, that was my question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Mike, as well. Next item, 9 where are we at? 8? 9.8, discussion and possible action to establish an ordinance relating to truck hazardous material routes. Is that by, our planning department?
Yes, Mayor and Council, so this is an ordinance that would establish truck and hazardous material routes within the city. So this ordinance would identify the roads that are allowed to travel through the city, which in the packet, there is a map there that shows which ones are identified. It's on there, so basically it's the TxDOT roads, which is the Interstate 2, La Homa, on the north side of the expressway, FM 492, Business 83, and then Abram Road on the south side, and Benton Palm on the south side of Business 83.
Those are the original ones? I mean, it was already like that.
Those are the only ones that we've had before, right?
They're the only ones, it's just that the previous one stated which roads were where you couldn't drive. So this one is a little easier, a little clearer in order to identify which ones you can. So we're not stating which ones you can't, we're just saying these are the ones that are approved to travel on.
Oh, those, the ones approved by TxDOT.
Yes,
Right.
which ends up being the TxDOT roads.
What about 495 that goes, that is, once a new construction is set, will that be a TxDOT?
That would be a TxDOT road as well.
So that would be a traveling,
Yes, once it's constructed.
Good.
Okay.
Wow. And so we can ask a lot of other questions regarding trucks driving in the city.
there's
But
yeah, I have a question, like, on 2 Mile Line and East Goodwin, there's a place there for citrus, Wonderful Citrus, they don't carry stuff there? Like, they don't, Wonderful Citrus have some stuff there on East Goodwin, right? So
Yes.
it's allowed from 2 Mile Line and north,
They should be coming from 3 Mile Line down south.
down south, up
Yes.
until Citrus, which is when? Between 2 and
Mile
3,
2?
right?
Between 2 and 3,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
before too. Yeah.
which is still county that they drew.
Yes,
It's,
yes,
it's
it is.
county. Will that be a conflict because, oh, it's only that little piece? Instead of saying, can we put this whole East Goodwin be a corridor for them too? Would that be a problem?
Be, something we can look at, it just, the road is not, as, I guess as heavily constructed as the other roads that are identified.
What's gonna happen to the people that already live? with the
Like
trucks
right,
that are-
like right down this road, there's a trucking company, actually, or it looks like a company to me.
Which,
because they
but
got
that's on
several
four
trucks.
ninety-five, right, which is,
No,
which will
East-
be allowed.
on East
So what's gonna
Goodwin.
happen with these people?
On East Goodwin in the canal.
Well, that'd
So
be,
that's gonna be a
up to
workshop.
Enforcement to see what
Well,
we,
yeah, but-
what we do.
But we can't, we let them, you let everybody. And that's the problem. We can't. It's
What's
been
the
too
weight
long.
limit?
We've given them plenty of time to make the change. And it is what it is.
I would recommend we have a workshop, more in-depth, because we brought it and we kinda, you know, we.
How long have
we
we,
tend
how
to-
long have we given them?
No, yeah,
Plenty of
it
time.
has time.
Okay.
But
It's
what's-
been, how many years? Like 20 years since this ordinance has been in place?
Yeah.
Okay, 20
Yeah.
years is way past due.
How are the streets holding
Yeah,
up,
we need more
the ones on
look
the
into it.
north side?
That they didn't
They've
enforce it.
been okay so far.
This administration is.
I'd like to make a motion to maybe, table it or.
Explore other options.
Well,
Explore other options.
Those ordinances, are they new or they're just,
They're very old ordinances.
they're old ordinances, right?
There's always been an ordinance, this one just identifies, the other ordinances identified which roads you couldn't drive on. So
Okay.
this one just changes it up, saying which ones you can drive on.
The intent's the same, it's, you know,
Mhm.
like
It's-
East
it's
Goodwin has,
same thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
East Goodwin has always been, like, you turn on East Goodwin, there's right off, no trucks, no heavy trucks. That's the first sign that you see when you travel
Yeah.
up East Goodwin, coming off the front of the express. And that manhole that keeps getting damaged, again, that way it's not, that street's not designed to accommodate.
Withstand that.
Have you been having a lot of problems, chief, with the trucks?
You'll see a few, some routes that are not designated truck routes, you'll see a few out there.
LDSPD hasn't been enforced anything because we put a hold on stuff until we agreed to give the public time to educate the public, to work on this, to finalize.
So then we need to take action today then.
Yeah, well.
For the
soon,
ordinance
we've been
part,
talking about-
Yeah,
Because I already said my move.
for the
Because-
ordinance part, we have an ordinance, right?
Yes.
It's been in
And-
place for many,
and-
many years.
And the concern
Just
now
hasn't been
is gonna
enforced.
be, like, for example, that East Goodwin, it's a corridor where, on the north side, but I'm concerned about those streets that we paved.
Right.
That is more of my concern. East Goodwin, could eventually be a corridor for trucks, like, from there to go up north, or
Who
or
decides?
south?
Just for the
Who
people
decides?
who live
So,
there, no?
only the people that live on East Goodwin, though.
If it's in our city limits, we decide. If
So
it's
again,
a
we
city
can,
highway,
I guess we can make a motion for what's right
It's
now.
already there.
That one is already now, right? And still gonna be open for changes
To
later.
open up for,
Yeah, okay, then I'll
Modification.
make a motion to approve.
Yeah, and,
I second,
okay, motion and a second as is, right? And then I would, and then I'm gonna recommend, and you all agree or don't agree, explore options. And I know, exploring options, well, what other, we've explored everything, it sounds and seems like, but continue to, explore options to safeguard our streets. Because we did say we were gonna come back and
Yeah.
we're gonna safeguard our streets.
My
about
concern,
2
my
years ago.
concern is the hazardous material. Should anything happen on one of these streets that it's a no-truck zone, and so there's a spale of hazardous material, we're in for it, guys.
Yeah.
We're in for a big loss, and it can be prevented. And it should have been prevented, it should have been enforced many years ago. And it's, for some reason, it wasn't being enforced, and it needs to start being enforced. Because we gotta think about the big picture here, guys, the future.
So we had a motion, a second, and the questions, and we had some good input. I would also recommend to bring this up when we go into our workshops, and we get a workshop going, so we can delve deeper, and we can't just make a decision in 40, 30 minutes of discussion here. We can be all night. We need to really plan it out, and y'all, that's y'all's job, plan it out for us so that we can make the best decision, a good, wise decision, for everybody involved.
That street has held strong to this day, right? When was the last time we paved East Goodwin Road?
He's going,
I mean, we haven't,
I think
from a
it's-
city part of
in the
it.
I
90s.
mean, from what I see, because I lived there for many years, my dad's a truck driver, lives right off of East Goodwin, and it's not to defend the truck driving community because it's my dad. I think as long as they're not loaded, it gives, some more capacity and able to work with these people a little. He already has his lot, on that 3 mile line parking zone. So he's prepared and he's ready to vacate if and when necessary, which I think is a smart plan for everybody to do and have already something secured. The convenience of having it at home to every weekend he's repairing something on it or for maintenance purposes. So, I mean, if there's some way that we can help them out and, allow them to continue if they're coming from 3 mile line down, not loaded,
What's the limit?
yeah.
Right now, it's 10,000.
10,000?
So that's already
It's
over
30,
double.
the empty weight on the truck is 34,000.
So just the truck alone?
No, with the trailer.
with the trailer.
Bobtail about que es 12,000.
Yeah, so it's just bobtail alone is past the
Yeah,
capacity.
pes, yeah.
10,000 is very low.
Yeah.
Bring us those options,
Yeah.
Rudy,
Okay.
for the
And if
workshop.
not, pues, you know, then we need to be clear what the expectations are
I
gonna
didn't know I had
be.
limits,
Right.
10,000,
Mhm.
And it's like,
I mean, a welding truck's gonna weigh.
like Commissioner
And get-
Flores said,
Yeah.
it's nothing against the truck driving community.
Sí.
By all means, we need those people. Those are very essential, important people in our community. However, there's ordinances and that, you know, we all must abide by.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. That's what we gotta do. And that benefits everybody.
On the hazmat, what kind of material can the city allow to, because it's sometimes they can carry dynamite or something, you know?
Right.
Yeah, we need to find out on the specification on the hazmat.
Okay, yeah, right now, the definition, just right now, is,
Hazmat.
it poses an unreasonable risk to health and safety of people and property. So, but we can
Yeah, because-
So
identify a little bit more.
based on the motion, based on that, it's just, basically just, go with whatever text dots roads are at first. Then we can have that workshop to, you know, have a certain, my only concern will be East Goodwin because of the fact that there's something from Citrus, Wonderful Citrus, that they have something there and they can go just
Yeah.
north.
That's.
But that there's some people like really close, they can just go north from there, just go north from there, would that be allowed? Just go north on East Goodwin until you hit 3 Mile Line, and then you go to the routes. That would be the only option that I would say, that it's a negotiation part of it. Going north from East Goodwin, and avoid that until.
This is more with, for Wonderful, right? I mean, the trucks, mainly all of them are going there, right?
Yes,
and
come.
Goodwin that have, that they park their trucks.
Yeah, they're,
Minnesota,
people who live there.
Minnesota and 495 right there too.
yes.
That's another, and I would bring it up, I guess,
495 would be
in
eventually
We'll talk about it in the workshop.
the
Textile.
workshop con lo
Sí.
de Wonderful.
I mean,
Citrus.
who made a motion? Made a motion?
We had a motion and a
And a
second
second.
already as is.
Okay,
And
as
that was
is
to what, to
for
approve
whatever
that
we have
plan?
in the ordinances.
Yes.
To approve
Right.
that
Sorry,
ordinance?
real quick, I just want to clarify. So the motion that was made was essentially to approve the item as listed on 9.8, which is action to establish an ordinance relating to truck and hazardous material routes, based on which is presented up on the screen.
Text
Yes.
DOT, right?
Text dot correct.
Recommended by DOT.
Yes.
Text dot, yes.
Yes, sir.
We won't enforce it yet until we have our workshop and we're, you know, if we need to make any changes, we can discuss that and options, and then we'll put out an educational, you know, initiative, I guess, to inform the public, hey, this is coming.
Right.
All right, motion, okay, so we had a motion and then our legal guided us specifically on what we need to do, where we're at and what we're approving and which direction we're headed. And I'm looking forward to that workshop. Thank you, Rudy. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you all. Thank you. Good discussion. Item 10, monthly department reports. Mr. Leo, carry
Go
it.
through a few, Mayor. On the city manager's report, we Friday received a quote from AP for streetlights from Green Road going south from Agua Dulce, from the subdivision going past the canal. I think we've been waiting for that for almost a year. We finally got it a couple of weeks ago. We already issued a check on that one, so we just need AP to actually move forward with the installation. We just got some quotes for Frontier Drive and for Moorfield towards the end of those streets that have been requested. They came in a little high, so we need to review this and see what we're gonna do on that, but at least we finally got them. The paving for South Lahoma was completed by Precinct 3. It was done via interlocal, where the city paid for the materials, the labor, and the use of the equipment, and the precinct was able to provide affordable costs in comparison to some of the quotes that we had received prior, resulting in cost savings to the public. So again, another successful joint project with the county and Precinct 3, and we thank them for that. On the Parks and Rec side, Mr. Lugo's gonna just brief us real quick on a ceremony that we're having on Monday, to kick off our upcoming season. Tell them about the event.
Tired already.
No.
Mayor, City Council.
You haven't started yet.
Two things, or three, or four. First of all, the sponsorship program that we started about a month and a half ago is going pretty good. We're at 22,000. Of course, a big thank you for Mr. Leo for getting started, and Ms. Annette using her email contacts, especially on the big donors. So it's been going quite well. We've had a few also of the small businesses, so every dollar counts, of course. That's as far as that. We're not stopping there. If we get some more, we'll of course take their money and do their signs. We were getting ready for our biggest session for baseball, which is our spring. We're up to 48 teams, 39 in the boys' side, and we have this year 9 softball teams, which we had never had before.
Awesome.
So that's a good start.
Very good.
Hopefully those 9 become 18 next year.
Correct.
Yes.
So and those 39 will become 49, 50. So that's our biggest program for the summer. I mean for the spring, as far as baseball. We also getting ready to register in April for our summer programs, which this year should be our best year in our 6 years that I've been here. We're looking at having in May, June and July soccer and volleyball, and also June and July we have our track program and our golf, and then June and July we have our all-stars, and hopefully this year we've been pretty close. Hopefully one of our teams will win the World Series, and we usually get to about 4 or 5 every year, so we're looking forward to that. The other one is the summer camp and the youth center, so we're hoping to get between 180 200 kids. That would be in June and July, Monday through Thursday, from Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4. We do feed them, the school does feed them summer breakfast and lunch for those 2 months. And then we're not done with the sports. We come back in July and August, and we come back with baseball, basketball, and flag football. So hopefully we'll get close to, if not over 1,000 kids participating for the summer.
Are we still scheduled to hold the track meet in the
yes.
summer?
That
So
would be-
it's already set for us and,
Yes, we're just waiting for the date.
okay.
We're
great.
trying to get it as earlier as possible, because that's when more clubs go. So that's where we're at.
All right.
Wonderful. Good job. We just start
Thank
having
you, Mr. Lugo.
fundraisers for the World Series.
You're
Well,
gonna help us with that?
well, this money will help. I think last year we spent over 20,000, if I'm not mistaken.
And you're also helping with the drainage.
Well, if I'm still standing, I got no problem. So, but we're looking forward to it. This should be our best summer. So,
Yeah, I'm
That's good.
sure
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you
Yes,
do
sir.
everything you can to make it the best summer for our kids
yeah,
and for all of us.
we're not stopping there. I mean, we got all the sports going, and using all 3 months. The last week of May, June, July, and August, and so
Busy.
we'll be busy. So that's good.
Mr. Lugo, if we can share maybe a flyer with the district so they can help us spread the word on our youth center for the summer.
Yes.
I think it'll help.
With our PR
I know
department.
when we spoke about it at Benson Elementary, and even at my school, when I do some presentations, a lot of the youth is unaware of our club. And I understand it's hard to get the word out, overnight, but we can see if the district can help us out with spreading the word.
In our before the COVID hit, in our 2 summer camps, when I first got here, we had 180 kids the first year, and then we had 200 the second year. And that's where we went to the portables. And then the third year, that was supposed to be our best summer. That was when the COVID hit. So, and then we were on hold for about a year and a half, 2 years. So we had been doing year-round sports ever since I got here, and that was what we've been doing now. So I'm looking forward to this summer. It's going to be a busy summer, but we got all the sports covered, and that's why we want to register them in April. In April. Now doing it online is a big help now. The parents can go in at midnight, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and just do it. It goes straight to my email, the registration, and they make a payment there also. So it makes it a lot better, a lot smoother, and there's no reason why, no excuse why they can't register on time. Even though sometimes they don't.
You're gonna
But we
have
still
some
take
that
them.
don't.
We still take them as they're coming in. Like right now, I'll go back to my office and I've probably got 10 people that are registered.
Sí.
And it's tough sometimes because sometimes we're at a limit where we can't add no more in that age group. So we try and work it out the best we can. But,
Yeah, online access is definitely very
helpful.
helpful, yes,
Yes.
for this busy lifestyle a lot of the community has nowadays.
Yeah, the other thing, of course, we got so many teams, volunteer coaches, they're hard to get. I think when we did the baseball, put them on teams, we were lacking like 9 teams with no coach in the younger age groups. And I think somebody posted online that they were kind of upset that we were registering without coaches. I said, well, we don't start registration. I mean, we'll take all the kids and then we'll find the coaches. But we had 9 parents meetings in 2 days. We called the parents to come in for a meeting. And at that time, we told them what was going on and they were looking for coaches. Out of the 9 teams, we were able to get 8 coaches in those meetings. And then we found the other one just this Monday. So but that has always been a concern that
Yeah.
sometimes the volunteerism is not there. But we don't give up and we don't turn anybody away or we don't give out refunds for the teams that don't have a coach. We go as much as we can and find somebody. So.
Mr.
Going back to
Lugo?
the school district, we did send a notice to the superintendent to give us permission for Mr. Lugo to go and either, if not do presentations, at least pass out the flyers
Sí.
for the youth club. They've been pretty good about accommodating us with that. We've had a request to see if they can transport kids after school. And they said that was gonna be hard, and we haven't been able to get anything on that from, but at the very least, to at least pass out the literature.
Yeah, that would be good.
And that brings a good point, and here we go again, but, maybe even buying a nice little used bus and have a couple of pickup points. We'll talk about that one at the workshop.
Or a small van. I mean, just
know?
or a van, a small van.
Van like we used in
Or a little
Lawson.
van,
Just,
I'll bring the kids out. I remember, before there was a city of Palmview, we played baseball in Abram. Penitas, Abram, Sullivan, Los Ébanos, and we literally rode in the back of trucks to get out there. There was no, and sometimes we were our own coaches, but Palmview's come a long way and leading the forefront. Thank you.
And Mr. Lugo, really quick, I'm sorry, Mayor, to interrupt. For the benefit of the community, our referees, the Blues, all of those officials, do they receive any type of training or safety protocols, anything that they can go by so that families feel safe and more willing to participate within our city? Because I know some of the concerns I had heard is that our officials don't not that they don't follow the rules appropriately, but that they take it too easy on the kids and they're not being taught properly. You know, what is something we can do to avoid those accusations?
The other concern was, of course, officials. We always need officials. Now, they do get paid. But even if, I mean, of course, they always say, you guys don't pay enough. Well, I understand that, but we're a youth league. We're not a high school league where their funds are unlimited. Ours are limited.
Yeah.
And we got so many games. But we do have my, Luis, our coordinator, he's an official. So he does get with the guys and they go over the rules and they go in any situations that happen throughout every day. Now, have we had a formal training? No, but maybe that's something that we can look into and I can look into. And maybe get some professional guys that have done it and do a training for 2 or 3 hours.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure they'll charge us, but it will be a minimal payment as far as that. But yeah, that's the other thing is also getting officials. It is, and everybody is in the same boat. Everybody is in the same situation. This money also would help because I always tell everybody we're not going to be the highest and we're not going to be also the lowest, but we're trying to be somewhere in the middle where at least it's worthwhile. But it's a
challenge.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, and then when we do 300 games like we're going to be doing right now for the spring baseball, I mean, do the math. It adds up.
Adds up to a lot.
It adds up. So it's that's the other concern is the pay of the officials. But like I said, we're not the highest, we're not the lowest either. We try and stay in the middle where at least it's worthwhile.
Okay,
So-
great, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lugo.
Yeah.
We do have the rest of the departmental reports in the packet. We have department heads are here if anybody has any questions, but if not, that's all we have on that.
Just real quick, para las señoras, él es el director de los parques de aquí de Palmview y él, estamos hablando de los proyectos, ¿verdad? Los programas. So, si tienen familiares, nietos, sobrinos, vecinitos, porque vamos a empezar el béisbol, o béisbol, ¿verdad? Como dicen, y para que los saquen los de la colonia, para que no anden en las calles, anden acá jugando pelota, y mejorándose en el verano. Y otra cosa que hablamos también, disculpen, brinqué, pero hablamos también de las calles, unas calles que pavimentamos con unos proyectos también. Vamos a tratar de hacer todo posible en otra junta más extensiva con los departamentos para tratar de preservar las calles también. Okay, so,
I have a concern, not a concern, and I hate to put finance on the spot, but just an update for our website. Again, going back to financial transparency, if we can add our expenses or revenues, I know there was some tabs in that part of our website that was missing that information. Just an update if we've been able to release that information, because to my understanding, it's there. It just hasn't been publicized through the website. Is that correct?
The link is there.
Mhm.
The link is there, and I actually clicked on it today, and I noticed the expenses and the revenue, yeah, it doesn't show up, so I have a meeting with them tomorrow.
Okay.
To see, to make it, for everything to show
Visible.
up. But the link
Okay.
is there, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, why it's not showing, but
Mhm.
we put it public, so it should show up, so.
Okay.
I am meeting with them tomorrow.
give us a holler once it's up and running, so we can be the first ones to look at it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arely.
Thank you.
Maybe we can announce that that the information is accessible, put a link, and
Sí.
we'll put up, we'll have this here about the proposal, we'll share that one with you guys.
Yes, that'll be
Yeah.
great.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Item 11, I have a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
I'll second.
I have a motion, a second, at 7:10 to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 55101, 072, 073, 074, 076, and 087. And I believe I did say the time already. We will resume